Hello there, everybody. And today, for Batman the Animated Series, I'm going to be reviewing probably its most iconic episode, Almost Got 'Em. So, this is where some of Batman's greatest villains gather together to discuss ways they have defeated Batman, but at a cost. So, what I really like about this episode is that we see Batman's villains come together. On this roster for the episode, we see the Joker, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc, and Penguin. And this is some of Batman's top villains that are probably the most dangerous. Two mobsters, one crazy clown, one who can experiment with plants, and one that straight up eats people. But what I really like is if it's basically an anthology episode where we see Batman's villains take out Batman, like I said, and it's each explained through them. The first one is Ivy. We actually see her in a different outfit in this episode. She's just wearing like a green outfit, like top, and she's not wearing her shoes. Usually Poison Ivy is barefoot because she wants to be closer to nature, but this is where she tries to take out Batman through poisoning, per usual, where she uses some potion. Not really potion, but like, I think you get digestive, but it almost knocks out Batman, but he's able to corner her, and he, of course, accidentally causes a fire, causing Ivy to lose the battle. But she nearly had Batman in her grip, but of course, Batman was able to outwit her. But the next story we do see is Two-Face's side of the story. His is probably the best one out of the main villains, where he manages to capture Batman during a brawl, and he actually ties him up to a penny, just like how Batman has a giant penny in the Batcave. And Batman has to try to find his way out before he gets crushed to death when being flipped, when Two-Face pulls the lever. But of course, Batman's able to use his coin to his advantage. He's able to break free, and he's able to defeat Two-Face. And I just love the visuals of this scene where Batman's able to get out of the coin in the nick of time. But that sequence was pretty good. But once we get to Killer Croc, he just says how the way he defeated Batman when he just threw a rock, and he just yells it. I thought that scene was funny. But once we get to the Penguin side of the story, it becomes an interesting one where he meets Batman at the zoo. It kind of reminds me of in the Lego Batman video game where you fight Man-Bat in the Penguin chapter of the levels. That's what it made me think of. And Batman goes up against like a bird, like a mutant bird, and he manages to scratch Batman. But of course, he's going to use like some antidote on himself, and then he uses it to cure the bird with another smaller bird. And it's just wild that Penguin was able to use these animals to his advantage, and he seems happily about it through his accent in this episode. But that sequence is definitely an interesting one. But the last story is what takes a darker turn, is how Joker defeated Batman in this episode. And Mark Hamill's delivery is always really good in this. I always picture Mark Hamill's voice when he's voicing the Joker. It sounds amazing. It is unfortunate Mark Hamill is not voicing the Joker anymore because of Kevin Conroy's unfortunate passing. I'll get to Kevin in a bit. But Joker basically tells his side of the story where he's already captured Batman and ties him up to a chair, an electric chair, and Harley is presenting what's going on. But Batman, of course, finds his way out. I'm already having a brain fart about it, but Batman's able to break free. And Joker's actually showing this on a black and white TV, and it happened to him the other day. But now I remember. It was Catwoman who was basically able to save him, and that's what leads to the current events where Catwoman was basically captured by Joker and Harley Quinn because of their failure of their mission. But once their stories are done, they're basically, Joker's going to be like, oh, I'm going to go after Batman and take him down. But this is where we get the biggest plot twist. Spoilers, it's revealed that Batman has been listening to the entire conversation this whole time. He's been dressed as Killer Croc. But the villains end up pointing their guns at him. But of course, he blends into the shadows, and it's revealed that the entire police force was in this gangster bar, and they basically pull out their guns, and we see Gordon, Harvey, just all of them pointing their guns at them, and of course they arrest all the villains, and Batman finds out that Harley Quinn has captured Catwoman, and Batman basically swoops in there, saves Catwoman from Harley Quinn, and the day is saved, and all the villains are captured, and Batman has a final moment with Catwoman on the roof, and their two have their kiss over the moon, and yeah, that's the episode. So this was easily a great episode of the show, definitely a 10 out of 10. I definitely think this is easily one of the most iconic episodes. We just see all the villains come together and tell their sides of the story of how they defeated Batman or tried to. It kind of reminds me of Batman Rip. I don't know if you read that comic, but that's what it kind of reminds me of. It or Who Killed Batman. It's basically where all the villains share how they killed Batman, but it's all very exaggerated, of course. But this episode, I think I said it was a 10 out of 10 for sure. Definitely the most memorable episode for sure. But I also had to acknowledge it is the 3-year anniversary since Kevin Conroy unfortunately passed away. May he rest in peace. I always appreciate and love the performance of Kevin Conroy. And there's even a photo, an old photo of him with the cast members, all the villains. Even they unfortunately passed away too, since this show is 30 years old. But the show still holds up. It's really great. It's some of the best Batman storytelling of all time. And if it wouldn't happen because of Bruce Timm and all the other creators. And of course, the cast themselves with Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace, Kevin. You'll always be remembered. I'll always remember you as Batman. I'll always cherish your life and your work. But as time goes on, we'll still always remember Batman the Animated Series for what it is. So I don't know what the next episode is. I'll have to look and see. But I hope you enjoyed this review. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.